preseason game this past Saturday. They played the Seahawks, and you go into these games and you're always thinking to yourself, after every single play, everybody get up. All 22 guys, not just your team, but the other team. You're always thinking to yourself, get up. I want all guys to get up. I don't want to see trainers. I don't want to see Jim Maurer and Britt Brown and Dr. Cooper running out to the field. Everyone just gets up. And so they played this game against Seattle. And preseason is always about evaluation. I want to see what these guys can do, how these guys can make football teams. Because contrary to some people's belief, front office, scouting department, head coach, and all those people, they have everything already kind of figured out for the most part. They have this thing. They if there's a 53-man roster, I promise you that they know 40, 42, maybe 43, 45 spots already. Your quarterbacks, your running backs, those. So now it's the evaluation of those other guys who they may not have seen much of, maybe second-year guys. And you look at a guy like Jalen Tolbert, who's taking that second-year jump, coming to this game, has some big catches in this game, and you see him taking that next step, and they're saying, yes, finally, we're getting the Jalen Tolbert that we saw in college, that we decided to take a third round, which is relatively high, a third-round draft pick on Jalen Tolbert. But then there's these other guys that come and maybe later draft or free agents guys, and I was one of the guys who was a free agent, but you begin to see the progress. And one of the guys who didn't get up after the play, one of the guys who had to have the trainers come out and see him was DeMarvion Overshown. And it sucks. He, in this game, tore his ACL. He, and along with another guy they call Stretch, John Stephen Jones, who plays tight end / receiver hybrid, they both tore their ACL in this game. That means they'll be done for the year. And it's a lot for Overshown because he was a guy who was having a fantastic camp. You talk to all the coaches, you talk to Mike McCarthy, you talk to Dan Quinn, you talk to all the position players and all the teammates, and you hear his name every single week, watching him in Oxnard, watching him in the preseason games. And this is a guy who is jumped off the screen. And you want those guys who are jumping off the screen and saying, that guy stands out. This guy is a guy who we can add to our roster and can have that game day availability. Because when you look at what the NFL has become now, right? Running backs are more, they're more pass catchers now. Tight ends look more like receivers. So I want to be able to have a guy who I can put out there who can go sideline to sideline, cover backs, cover tight ends, be an integral part of special teams. And Overshown was showing that. He was showing that. He was showing that he had the ability to do all those things. And it's unfortunate that these things happen. I know people, we have the contingency of people, and I'm the old fart. I get it. I'm the old fart that's on the lawn, and I'm shaking my cane at people, and I'm saying, play preseason games. Let the veterans, that's me. I'm a former player. I'm always going to be for the player, but I also understand that getting out there playing is necessary. You need to have those reps. This stuff is unfortunate. Sorry, but football is a 100% hurt business. You find me one NFL player who can say that they've played this game at this level, at the NFL level, and hadn't been hurt. Now, significantly, how you got hurt, that's all semantics, right? That's all give or take here and there. But this is the hurt business. And so anytime you step across that white lines, those white lines, and you step into the 100 by 53 and a half, there's a possibility that you can get hurt. And it's you pray it's never your guy. You do. That is the ultimate prayer. If there is a religious coach in the world, he's praying, one, for my quarterback never to get hurt, and then my other guys never to get hurt. But they also understand this is a hurt business. Well, that's why Will McClay has a job. That's why guys like that, front office people have jobs and scouts have jobs, because it's their responsibility to go out there and to find more players to play. And again, it sucks. It does. There's nothing else to say about it, but it happens. It's going to happen in this sport 100% of the time. It's been happening way before we started watching football. It's going to be happening way longer after we stop watching football. That's just the nature of the beast. And for Overshown, who young player, young talented player out of Texas, he was coming on. He was coming on, but now he has an opportunity to. I think sometimes, and even for young players, it's the mental reps. So he'll be around, and the good ones who have injuries like this, the good ones figure it out. The good ones stay around the locker room. They do their treatment, and the Cowboys with Dr. Cooper have one of the best. With Britt Brown has one of the best. He's going to get this guy, and he's young. That's an important thing. He's young, so that he's going to be able to get back in there and help these guys. And be able to maybe see some things, even as a rookie, being able to process the information, right? Sit in those meeting rooms, allow that information to kind of soak in, absorb, watch practices, watch the games, get with Micah, get with Leighton Vander Esch, get with Damone Clark, get with Dan Quinn, as long as Dan Quinn will be here. I know you guys are saying, Jesse, you always say that. I'm just saying, Dan Quinn, he may not always be here. He may not always be here. I thought he was going last year, but he came back. He might not always be here. Those head coaching jobs will keep coming up every single year. And I think this year, again, I know it's a little sidebar, this defense is going to be good. This defense is going to be really good. It really is going to be really, really, really good. And so they'll come calling for Dan Quinn again, but Dan Quinn will have the year, and Overshown will have the year to sit and talk and to learn from all the veterans around. And I hope that this gives them an opportunity. And oddly enough, ACLs aren't what they used to be, right? ACLs 20, 30 years ago, your career was done. You're finished. Modern technology and modern medicine and just the advancement of what we have now gives you an opportunity to come back from these things. And I'm not going to say better, because you don't get better. Anytime a doctor cuts you open, you don't get better. You get back to functioning, but you don't get better. That's just not. Anytime you have to cut something open, when you go to the mechanic to get something fixed in your car doesn't get better. It just gets functional, right? It just gets functional, because that part is only delayed to the next part that's going to break down. So he's not going to get better, but he can get better mentally. He can learn more about the game and then come back and put those pieces together mentally and physically, and then be able to go out there and do what he does.